Hi guys, and welcome back to Moat Cottage Homesteading. Last year ended with a beautiful sunset and this year started with a bang. So it's the perfect time to be organising the pantry larder, ready for all the summer produce that's already starting to come in. I like to really go through the pantry larder at least 2 or 3 times a year, and summer is one of the times that it really needs to be done for the produce that's coming in. I put away any canned goods that I've recently canned, and I can put away the garlic that's been cured that I harvested at the end of last year. New batches of kombucha are made, and other things that are laying around the kitchen get put away. I find the trick to having a tidy kitchen is for everything to have a place. I had a successful crop of garlic this year, growing 3 different varieties, despite all of the rain that we had over the winter and the autumn and spring. So it was lucky that my vegetable gardens are really well raised so that none of my garlic rotted. I could probably use an extra garlic hanging rack. I may have to make another one. The Melbourne market garlic will just have to stay in a basket. I store my canned jars on the shelves in the order of what's inside them, and also in the order of the date that they were made. So everything's getting eaten in the order that they were made. That way it's easier to find what I'm looking for when I need it, and also to consume things in the right order. It gets really hot in my house in the summertime. We don't have any air conditioning, and it gets up to 40 degrees in my pantry larder, which is not ideal for storing food and produce. So everything needs to be managed as soon as it comes in. The tomatoes that come in every day get washed, I pull off the green tops, and then they get frozen, unless they're the ones we're going to be eating fresh, because we do eat a lot of fresh food too. These tomatoes will end up going into sauces, salsas, chutneys, and just canned tomatoes. Like I said, I had a successful crop of garlic this year. Some of the garlic was a lot bigger than I thought it would be, and it got damaged while I was pulling it up. So the damaged cloves will go into the compost, and the cloves with those I'm dehydrating, and I'm going to turn some into a garlic oil. When I'm dehydrating garlic, the small garlic cloves I just leave whole, but I do take the skin off, and the bigger garlic I slice up into thin slices about 1/4 inch thick. I spread them around on the tray so that they've got plenty of air circulation, and I make sure I have the windows open to let that garlicky smell out of the house, because it can get quite strong when you're starting off the garlic dehydration process. Medicinal herbs are also being harvested every day at this time of year, and I like to manage them by making fresh tinctures with the fresh herbs, and I also like to dehydrate herbs so that I've got some on hand in case I need to make more throughout the year. This is echinacea flower that has been dehydrated in paper bags. Under these benches I store some of my buckets. They're my most used buckets, my flour, sugar, oats and rice. It's a good spot to keep them because there's room. When these foods are coming into the house, I always put them in the freezer for a couple of days before they go into the buckets. But I don't always get a chance to date them. They do have dates on them, but they're in such small writing, it's really hard to see. So I like to write with a big black texter the date on them, so at a glance when I'm trying to get something out of the buckets when I'm busy cooking, I can get it out easily. So now is a good opportunity to go through every bucket and date anything that's not yet dated, and make sure everything's still in date. The dry food jars are already topped up. I always keep on top of that usually as I go, but now would be the time I would do it if there was anything that needed topping up. I've also had a chance to relabel all of my jars so that the writing goes diagonally instead of across, horizontally, and with the same size texter. The pumpkins need to be checked as well to make sure that they're not rotting or starting to go soft. I really need to use the pumpkins up, but today is not the day for that. And thankfully they're all looking good. I'm also trying to make some room in my freezer. I have heaps of containers of mulberries in there from the spring and early summer that need to be preserved. That way there'll be plenty of room for all the tomatoes that are coming in and anything else that I need to put in there. It looks like I'll be making about 4 batches of the preserved mulberries this year. I've decided not to make any mulberry jam because I have plenty of jam on the shelf already. And the preserves are really popular, especially in the winter time. And mulberry crumble sounds pretty good to me. I'm lucky enough to have produce coming in all year round, but that means I need to be doing something with that produce all year round as well. And that's not always practical, and it's probably the same for you wherever you live, even if you only get a certain amount of time to grow your harvest. You're either busy, because life happens as well. For me, it's when the kitchen gets too hot and you just can't get in the kitchen anymore. Or even if the kitchen's too cold, it's not always pleasant to be doing things in the kitchen when it's freezing cold. But there's ways to work around that by freezing your produce and then canning it when you've got enough, or it's a better season for you to be doing it in. If you only have a small amount that you're growing, you can collect up enough so that you can then can it up or dehydrate it. So it really doesn't matter the size of your garden or where you live. You should be able to do something to add value and benefit to your pantry. The mulberries are preserved in a light sugary syrup and water bath canned for 15 minutes. The garlic is fully dehydrated when it snaps in half. I'm adding some broken up into some olive oil. It's perfect to infuse into the olive oil, and I keep this jar near my stovetop so that I can use it in any savoury type of recipe where I want some extra garlicky flavour. As you can't grow everything that you need on your homestead, you have to buy some things at the store, and this is a good time to go through your supplies of all your pantry goods that you buy at the store to make sure that you've got everything that you need and want, and also have a good supply of everything as well. It's also a good time to make sure you've got everything in the places that you want them in, so that everything's easy to get to, easy to find, and in the right order of date as well. This includes the dairy cupboard. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing to tidy up your pantry at the moment, and what produce you're bringing in, or what you're planning on growing in the next season to harvest for your pantry in the future. Check out these videos for more pantry organisation inspiration. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.